Following the newsletter, I have another quotation from my friend Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes for you. This is from her book, When Did You Die? 8 Steps to Stop Dying Every Day and Start Waking Up. Temple writes, "We begin to live in a more practical way. We are willing to go in a new direction, for the choices we have made have brought us only this far. When we begin to live in truth and stop accepting insane realities, such as that we are forever doomed because someone was not supposed to eat an apple at creation, we will rise to the greatest light humanity has ever known." And friends, the hardest part might be to believe that she is writing about you, me too, about us. We read the opening verses of the book of Genesis. The late Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks of blessed memory explained that this creation story offers a new way to think about the origins of the universe. He wrote, "In all ancient myth, the world was explained in terms of battles of the gods and their struggle for dominance. The Torah dismisses this way of thinking totally and utterly. God speaks and the universe comes into being." End of quotation. So it's not about power, force, or energy. He wrote, "God says, 'Let there be,' and there is. The key word of the narrative, appearing 7 times, is utterly unexpected. It is the word tov, good. Tov is a moral word. The question Genesis seeks to answer is not how did the universe come into being, but how then shall we live?" Oh, this is me again now. See that God defines and names darkness. God's creation contains both. May we not reject times of darkness, actual or metaphorical. May we use them for growth. How then shall we live? Keep that in mind as we think about some other traditions that have come down to us. I remember when I was studying Old Norse and medieval Germanic literature, and from all those episodes of Midsummer Murders, that in the Northern Hemisphere the winter solstice is a big deal. Magic happens around the time of the winter solstice. In Europe, the trickster Jack Frost paints frost on the windows and plays pranks. Yuletide is a tradition dating back to before Christian times. To guard against evil spirits, burn a log for 12 days and bring greenery inside the house as protection from the forces of death, and to symbolize ongoing life. Such rituals welcome back the light, as though the light were being rebirthed, and open space for change, for remembering those who have died, for looking forward. Let the old year die, embrace newness ahead, make New Year resolutions. Did you ever ask someone if they made New Year resolutions? "Of course I made them," said the man. "Of course I did. There they are, see? In that envelope on the mantelpiece." Right there, closed in the envelope. Well, in Unity, we don't do that with our affirmations, do we? We use them. Solstice rituals remain in Celtic Christianity, and also in the style and colours of our Christmas decorations. The wreaths, the holly and the ivy, the candles set in windows providing light to the spirits out roaming abroad, and the Yule log and different kinds of edibles. Have you ever seen or eaten a bûche de Noël? Perhaps you could look on YouTube and see Julia Child making one, and how elaborate it was to get all those swirls resembling a genuine log. In Unity, we aim to release what no longer serves us and to make room for what the universe is waiting to deliver by divine timing. At the start of the year, the burning bowl and the white stone rituals serve that purpose. I want to tell you that in 1971, the great teacher Eric Butterworth delivered a talk on winter solstice, the rebirth of light. For Butterworth in icy New York, the winter solstice occurred just a few days before Christmas Day. Fittingly, the rebirth of light meant an actual reinfusion of the planet with an energy force. That's what he wrote. An actual reinfusion of the planet with an energy force, he went on. The demonstration of an annual purification process which brought vibratory rhythms to lift the earth to the kind of peace on earth, goodwill to men, sung by the heavenly hosts. He continued, every year at winter solstice it is the fullness of time for the world. It is like a divine appointment, and the question is, will life keep the appointment? The angel voices are singing, are we listening? The light is dawning, are we seeing? There is a movement of life within us, are we responding? In the southern hemisphere, we have an upside-down Christmas, don't we? And perhaps you know the song, the famous song which is about our upside-down Christmas. Carol, our upside-down Christmas, it goes. The seasons of nature help us to grasp the big idea that the birth of the Christ is not tied to any one season. Christmas is every day we will it so to be. And Butterworth said that too at the end of his sermon. The true Christmas knows no season. It is not a creature of clock or calendar. It is not a day that comes and goes. It is Christmas whenever and wherever the human heart, touched by him whose ever-living spirit is the ever-giving spirit, is moved to the expression of unselfish love, and thus experiences the true solstice of the spirit, the rebirth of life. Well, God names day and night, remember. And friends, we're not avoiding the darkness. There it is for reflection and growth. A lit candle casts a shadow. The work of acknowledging shadows, the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, moves us forward. To what? Towards unselfish love. In the Pacific, we're about to enter that thoughtful season of Matariki, traditionally used for gathering together, storytelling, honouring ancestors, tipuna, and remembrance, planning for the days ahead and the season of new planting. The season can support us to seek both rest and renewal. Te Taiao, the natural world, and the gifts of culture from many sources are prompting us today, and will do so tonight, on the longest night of the year. How then shall we live? There is a movement of life within us. Are we responding? And there's an old saying which is attributed to Plato, probably not written by him, but the words have been given his name. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when adults are afraid of the light. Isn't that good? We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when adults are afraid of the light.